Right. Well, first of all, the huge concern of Israel was before these 3 deadly terror attacks that we saw was this: the month of Ramadan, the potential for clashes in and around the old city that always sort of creates this large wave of potential other attacks that can piggyback off of this perception of preventing Muslims from praying at the Temple Mount. That was the huge concern before even these terror attacks took place. Now, after these terror attacks, the concern is even greater, and we have seen some clashes that have taken place in and around, especially Damascus Gate. That's the main gate leading to East Jerusalem and Israeli security forces. But so far, it has been relatively calm. Let's hear what one of the police officials there had to say about what's been going on at the entrance to the old city.
Hello. Allah will bless you. How are you? Everything okay? Thank God. We're making a tour of different businesses regarding arrangements for Ramadan. With Allah's help, all will be well and safe for everyone. We're here to help people. How are things going with you?
We hope all will be well.
With Allah's help.
And over and above messaging from security officials and leaders here in Israel, the King of Jordan, King Abdullah, has been speaking to Israeli leaders in recent weeks, some of those meetings even happening in Amman, hoping to quell tensions as well ahead of Ramadan.
Right, so basically there is a bit of coordination going on there, but also Abdallah kind of echoing some of the voices that we're hearing from the Palestinians, basically sort of warning Israel not to somehow prevent Muslims from praying at the Temple Mount. The problem is that that's not exactly what's happening. You yourself mentioned over 100,000 people are going to go and pray on the Temple Mount tomorrow, also at the behest of Hamas, who said provocations in the Blessed Al-Aqsa Mosque and its surroundings, especially in the Bab al-Amud area, which is the area of the Damascus Gate, confirms that the leader and leadership of the movement have conveyed a clear message to all relevant parties. The occupation must stop its provocations and affront to the holy sites, and everyone should go and pray on this Friday of Ramadan. This according to Hamas. But also, for example, the Palestinian Authority also publishing on Wafa, which is their news agency, saying that Israel is engaging in provocations, that Yehuda Glick, who's a former lawmaker, went and stormed the Al-Aqsa Mosque. That's the word they used, stormed or breaking into the Al-Aqsa Mosque because he visited the Temple Mount, didn't even enter the mosque itself, just the Temple Mount compound, but that is all considered Al-Aqsa according to them, and therefore any Jewish official who steps on that compound is storming the Al-Aqsa Mosque according to them, and that is something that can light a fire. Basically all the population saying, look, these Israeli officials, they're storming the Al-Aqsa Mosque, they're preventing Muslims from worshiping, and there may be like sometimes a very small grain of truth to it or a larger grain of truth based on how many restrictions are in place, but they're always giving out something along that line, which is very dangerous, because very easily that can erupt into huge clashes and riots and confrontations with Israeli police, and that can lead to bigger things like an exchange with Gaza, as we saw last year. So certainly it's a very flammable situation that we have there in the area of the Temple Mount.
And as you say, the rhetoric coming out of leadership across the spectrum is so important at this juncture because of the sensitivities that you have described so well. Thank you so much, Middle East correspondent Alec Pollard. Appreciate you being here.